event tonight, I think, was, I suppose, very well organised. I said the attendance was very wide and very broad. I think the actual speakers and the composition of the event was very well thought out and very well put together. I suppose if I was to look at the positives and the negatives of it, the positive, I think that, as the lady mentioned towards the end of it, it probably was predominantly geared towards adults. And I suppose that it's the spectrum of disability in terms of the older athlete, the younger athlete, or people living at home. And it seemed to be kind of probably attendees, like I know we would have had a volume of people with intellectual disability who weren't here, who would have been another voice to be heard. On a positive end of the spectrum, I think that starting off on events like this are a huge plus, and I think Bluebird Care have to be acknowledged for that. That if somebody doesn't have the initiative, we never make changes, and we'll never change the attitude or to change the perception out there. It's a stepping stone, and I think by having stepping stones like this, that by involving and including people irrespective of ability or disability, we can change lives. And I think that that's looking at who else needs to know the information that was shared here tonight. And there's a lot of people that potentially need to know that information, and I think it is shared, whether it's by using the videos or voice pops or videos from tonight, of going and showing those to local ministers, because the people that were here tonight are local people to meet, and they're the people whose voices need to be heard, whether it's via the HSE, whether it's via Bluebird Care, going in and knocking on a door and saying, come listen to this or come see this. That's how we can change the attitudes. But I think, hats off to Bluebird Care. If we don't have somebody by Bluebird Care out there raising that flag and flying that flag, nobody is doing it. So we need to all work to it. So I think that's a very strong positive out there. And I think for people who are here, because it wouldn't be familiar entirely with the audience, for families or for people with disability themselves, there's networking going on. And by decreasing the social isolation or the isolation of somebody living at home or living solely with their family, they're sharing information, sharing experience. The gentleman that talked about the hate crimes, you think about that, there could have been somebody here who had experienced it but never knew what it was. So by creating that awareness that it isn't normal, it's not acceptable, improves the quality of that individual's lives. If they learn tonight, I can pick up a phone and ring somebody. Gentleman talking about taxi services. There's people here. We asked the question, who knew about it? People didn't know about it. So hopefully by creating that awareness, it improves the quality of life, it improves the social life of people, and reduces the isolation for the individuals themselves and their families.